Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different revelations and saga-wide implications in this story that'll be used in order to really change our view of both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. So, one element of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker that a lot of fans are really excited about is, of course, exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to utilize the whole entire idea of lightsaber duels, space battles, and land battles in this story that really is going to make a big return into the Star Wars franchise. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of both Rey and Kylo Ren in a standoff, with both of their lightsabers ignited, where it's described that they are standing in the middle of a thunderstorm, with crashing waves in the background, where a series of lightning strikes are seen. The next describes Kylo sprinting toward Rey, where he is said to make 4 powerful strikes against her, and her lightsaber that causes her to fall over the edge of the metallic wreckage that they are standing on, where Kylo begins to jump down toward Rey's position, in which this all leads to a moment in which Kylo attempts to stab her, where she is able to get off of the ground fast enough. The next describes Rey dodging one of Kylo Ren's moves, where Kylo attempts to slice Rey's legs, where Rey is described to jump in mid-air and kick Kylo Ren in the chin, while performing a backflip. Another goes over both of their lightsabers now clashing together, where the environment around them begins to shift in 2 different worlds, where Rey is said to be on Naboo and Kylo Ren is said to be on Mustafar. The visuals of the sequence are described to be like a split screen between 2 different characters and 2 different environments, as Kylo and Rey engage in their flash fight, where beautiful waterfalls are seen behind Rey. However, for Kylo, dangerous spewing lava is seen launching into the air in the background as he battles against her. Now, the fight for this sequence is said to include prequel trilogy choreography for the characters that will have similarities to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So, I want to go over a couple of parts about this, obviously, because a lot of fans out there have been expressing their opinions on the whole entire use of flash fights and exactly whether or not this is going to be a good or a bad idea by Disney and Lucasfilm in order to really incorporate this into the Skywalker saga. Now, one thing that I do want to bring up is, of course, the standoff between both Rey and Kylo in the beginning, and why I believe that this is, of course, the Death Star 2 wreckage. Now, this scenery, from what's being described, matches directly with what we got from Vanity Fair a couple of weeks ago, of the image between both Kylo and Rey during themselves in the middle of a thunderstorm, with a lot of rain pouring on top of them, and you can really see that that whole entire storm sequence most likely applies to this particular sequence, in which they are both fighting it out on top of this metallic wreckage. Now, this metallic piece of wreckage actually leads to one of the flash fights, in which they are actually both on the worlds of Naboo and Mustafar, in a split-screen type of scenario here. So, this also falls directly in line with what we saw on the cover of the official The Rise of Skywalker art book. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of weeks ago, almost a month ago at this point, we got our very first look at the lightsaber duel between both Rey and Kylo Ren. And during that duel, alright, mind you, we actually get to see Rey on a lava world, where Kylo Ren is on a different type of world from what it seems, where they are actually fighting each other from different angles, in different worlds at the same exact time. So, her being on Naboo and Kylo Ren being on Mustafar, it really sounds like that J.J. Abrams really is trying to do something that fans have never seen before on the big screen, and is really trying to evolve the whole entire concept of force bonds and flash fights, and exactly how that's all going to be utilized in the 3rd act of the movie. Now, the fact that they are using a lot of prequel trilogy choreography for the characters of Kylo and Rey in this sequence means that it's going to be very similar to that fight between both Anakin and Obi-Wan in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So expect to see a lot of, unique moves between both Rey and Kylo Ren. We're talking about backflips, front flips, kicks and punches, and all the different types of new lightsaber moves that we can expect to see in Episode 9 that'll really make this movie stand out in and on itself. And that, to me, guys, I think is one big thing to truly look forward to seeing in Episode 9 is, of course, to see exactly, where Rey stands against Kylo and where Kylo Ren stands against Rey, and what the whole entire fight is really going to look like on the big screen. After all, we do know that J.J. Abrams aims to make this the biggest lightsaber duel in Star Wars history. Bigger and longer, of course, than, of course, the one that we saw in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Because let me tell you guys, that was a very long lightsaber duel between those two characters in Episode 3, and for J.J. Abrams to top something like that, to me, it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of effort and time editing, and of course doing everything in post-production in order to really get it all done correctly. Now, anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.